is our time to channel our inner Uncle Iroh. A new adventure awaits, lovelies, and we are here for it all, even if it's school. Hello, lovelies, and welcome back to another video. I'm glad you're back. In this video, we have the biggest announcement ever. Indeed! And it's one of the things that I told you, lovelies, I wanted to do. Do you lovelies want to take a guess in the comment section and guess what it is? Before we start though, make sure though, if you're new, welcome to the Ohana of Lovelies. We're glad you're here. Make sure to subscribe down below and hit the little notification bell next to it so you don't miss any future videos. Both long form videos and shorts as well, you know. And then hop on over to TikTok and Instagram to join Ohana of Lovelies over there though too. We'd love to have you. Indubitably, which is my favorite word of the year. The big announcement is, we are going back to school. Right now, I'm currently a teacher. I teach blind little lovelies and I love it every single day, you know, all my littles. We're teaching Braille, we're teaching technology, and just living life as a blind person, and we're just here for all the things, you know? That's my current job. I'm gonna give you lovelies the rundown of how we got here. Grad school, that is, you know? I did my undergrad, actually a couple different places, but my majority of it was done at Kutztown, where I did two majors, smarticle particles indeed. And I did elementary education, pre-K to 4, and I also did vision, so I can teach littles who are in pre-K to 4th grade, and I work in general education. And then I can also teach littles who have visual impairments from like birth to 21. Because I graduated in the fall of 2021, you know? And then I got my job in 2023 May. That kind of leaves us where we are now though, lovelies. I did my TVI license as an undergrad. And you can do that. That's still valid and all the different things. Because I coupled it with the elementary part though too. So I got the best of both worlds, lovelies. If you get the chance to do both, take both. In my opinion, it was worth it though. You get to learn twice as many things, you know, and work with twice as many littles. Like, hey, why wouldn't you want to? I chose to move to a different state, you know, when I got my job, and that's where I am now. But I need my master's, you know. I thought about what I wanted to get my master's in. It has to be in education somehow. That's what they said. Somebody said you can just go back and do the TVI over again and just get the master's that way. The thing of it is, lovelies, the TVI things that I learned in undergrad are the same things you're gonna learn in master's. Like, even if you do it somewhere different, it's gonna be the same information. And I was like, it's not the best use of my time and things that I want to learn though. I already have the knowledge though, you know, and it hasn't changed much since I left school. So I didn't think I was going to go that way in terms of like going to get like the master's in TVI. And they have a couple different programs in different states, online and in person, but I'm working right now, so I cannot do in person. I kind of set up some very sad littles, you know, because I told them I was going back to school, but I should have led with, we're staying here, we're just going to school online. Because they were very worried that Noye was going to leave. And I was like, I'm not leaving anymore, I'm staying right here, man, I promise. And so we settled them, you know, and they were, they're fine though, you know. They said, Noye, you're not allowed to leave. What about us? I love those littles. Anyway, lovelies, well, that's my story. I wasn't going to do TVI as a master's just to satisfy the master's requirement. You can learn more things other places though, you know. They just said it has to be an education. I was like, okay. I said to myself, because I love books. I love books. When I was learning to read, lovelies, in Braille, the Mark Brown books were my creme de la creme. I followed along as this man read the book, you know, on the cassettes. I want to help littles fall in love with reading, just like I did when reading those Mark Brown books, you know. And they were in Braille, lovelies, let me tell you. They were the National Braille Press. I don't have them here with me because they're at my other house. They're like these like print Braille, National Braille Press books that were in the eBay code of the Braille. And I was just sitting there and I put the cassette tapes in with the Arthur stories, you know, and Mark Brown reads all the stories. I love those books. You know, I read all of them, I tell you, all of them. And that's how I learned to read better, progress a lot in my Braille skill. I want to help kids fall in love with reading. I looked into a couple different places where I went to go to school to see if they have what I really wanted. There's a teacher at my school who is a reading specialist. He's wonderful. And I worked with him last year. I loved seeing them teach like kids how to read and like actually know why letters sit next to each other, what sound they make. I love that sort of thing. So I decided to go to school as a reading specialist. And primarily, lovelies, I chose this one because, well, one, as I'm finding out now, there are a whole bunch of reading programs out there, and a lot of them are phonics-based, which is the ones that I like. When I was learning how to read, it was all phonics-based. But yours truly is lacking in the vision department, you know, and so pictures were the bane of my existence. The teacher tried their best to describe them, but like, they weren't a hit, you know. And a lot of the curriculums have not changed. They're still picture-based. They're still like, match this thing to the pictures or what have you or something. And I'm just like, can't you make this accessible? Also, to put something out there too, lovelies, a lot of these programs are inaccessible. They're PDFs or hard copy, and they're not in Braille. Like, I don't understand, like, get it together, in my opinion. And I really wish that these companies would really, like, have a digital format where they can be in Braille. Why are they not already accessible? Trying to actually make it accessible for me, to make it accessible for them, I don't think it's okay, though. Don't get me wrong, lovelies. I love creating, like, really fun lessons for the littles to help them understand what is being learned, though, and to make it tactile. I can't do that if a lot of these programs are physical books that like you have to like sit there and scan, and they're like in these weird like charts and things. You have to have somebody sit next to you as you braille out these things in Braille Blaster to make sure that you know what you're teaching the child. No, no, no. If you have a company that has like a reading program that's phonics based and such, like Science of Reading, please make it accessible. I don't want to be able to have somebody with me at all times because the book is in print. No, I can teach the stuff myself. I have all the particles. I just need it in Braille. So that's my spiel of the day. Rant over, but the rants will be back. Like, I'm sure that they'll need a reminder somehow along the way to make this accessible. But I want to be able to do like the reading specialist one because like you can teach reading and Braille at the same time though too. You know, you can teach them like how to spell. You can teach them all the patterns of reading in Braille. Sometimes a lot of people forget that though too. Or the contractions are just taught and the kid doesn't necessarily know the spelling patterns. There are some times where Braille contractions do go along with spelling and reading and things like that. I don't necessarily teach Braille contractions in order. Depending on the child, I pick the ones that they're kind of like working on and introduce them in slowly. I want to be able to teach reading to all my Braille reading littles, you know? I think it'd be fun. And make reading curriculum accessible. We're fighting a good fight. But I think my littles who are Braille readers deserve the same right to read and read well as my littles who aren't Braille readers. And so that's why I chose to do reading specialist though too. To me, it goes hand in hand with the TVI bachelors and the elementary ed bachelors because we're teaching people how to read, you know? And also how to make reading accessible for my kids who aren't necessarily like print or Braille readers, but may have like other types of disabilities. All the littles I love. Well, going back to the alma mater for the masters, you know, I looked at all the different programs for reading specialists. I look thoroughly lovely. I was kind of grappling between like two different things I wanted to do. The one that stood out at this school is the fact that it's coupled with something else though too. The reason I decided to go back here was the fact that I can do reading specialist and get the certification to teach my littles who are English language learners, you know. I can teach ESL too, lovelies, you know. It's called English as a Second Language Program Specialist Certificate. And so I get to couple that with the reading specialist. I get both of those when I graduate, you know. Yay! Double the information, double the love, double all of the things that we get to learn. I'm so excited, lovelies, you know. I get to use all these things to help so many littles, you know what I'm saying? Because another reason why I wanted to do the ESL certificate program though too was because it's very similar to one of the reasons I did the reading specialist one though too. Again, the curriculum and all the things I use to teach it are not accessible primarily to my Braille readers and those who are on the blindness spectrum, you know. It's all picture-based. If you can't access the pictures, lovelies, some people tend to give up on that sort of thing, you know. There was a kid I had years back, before I had my license, me and one of my very best friends, you know. He was a teacher at the school, and there was a kid there. He had just come from a different country. He only had light perception, hadn't had any reading instruction in his home language or English. The person who's supposed to come and help with the ESL lessons said, well, I can't teach him. And we all asked why. Well, he can't see. Like, I was like, so? So? Yeah. And? He's like, well, I only have pictures and he can't see the pictures. I was like, well, you can get some real objects. And they didn't come back, lovelies. There are so many different ways that you can represent what's in those pictures. Also, like, get the interest of the kid. All the kids have things that they're interested in, you know, that they love like to nerd out about, like whether it's wizardry. All kids have interest. That's where you should start though too, because that is where you're gonna get the most buy-in, you know what I'm saying? I am so excited. I'm filming this video. I'm already in the program. So far it's going well though too. I have another video that I'm filming later on down the line. Kind of an update video though too, to tell you lovelies more about like what's going on, how we're balancing it as like a working lovely, you know, because I still have my job, lovelies. I did not leave teaching. I also did not leave the littles, and we're still here. So we're still working, we're going to school, and still doing YouTube. We're still here too. I'm still here with you, my lovelies. I'll tell you, lovelies, this semester I'm taking like a couple classes. One to do with the reading specialist, one to do with the ESL, and I think an elective, I believe. And yes, they're all online. One of them does have a virtual class you have to attend every week. And plus, lovelies, it is with one of my favorite all-time professors that I had in undergrad. When I saw her name on the class I had to take this semester, I was so happy. By the end of whenever we graduate, lovelies, I don't know exactly when, we be able to say that we have a master's in education in reading specialists and English as a second language program specialist certificate. Oh, I'm so excited, you know. All the information we get to learn, the lovelies, all the littles will get to help. I just love learning those things like too. The littles know me and they said, I always tell them, I said, I love learning things. And the day that I stop learning things is the day that I retire. And they said, well, Noye, I guess you're not retiring. They catch on, I'm telling you, they're so funny. And I think it's gonna be a good couple of years, you know. And then I have to take another test for the state that I'm in now. That's the part I'm not looking forward to. I don't like tests. And they don't like me, and we don't like each other, and it's okay. You don't have to like everybody, and they don't have to like you. And I mean that being the test. I need a clone, lovelies, I need a clone. Just take these tests for me, because I don't want to sit for them. I believe in my heart of hearts that we shall succeed. I'm gonna go get the practice test for those ones too. It's another thing I have to tell you about, lovelies, in another video, is the practice test debacle. But I tell you about that, lovelies, in another video. That is going to be the end for this video. I wanted to come in and tell you, lovelies, the brilliant news. We got into grad school, and it's going to be a ball, lovelies. It's going to be a ball. I'm so excited to get to learn all the things, though, too, to help all the littles and make reading more accessible, and the ESL field too. Yep, for all the blind littles. And I'm excited to take you, lovelies, along with me for the ride as well. Thank you so much, lovelies, for watching this video. Comment down below, though, lovelies, if you have gone to grad school before, what are some tips that you have, you know? Like, what helped you the most? And how did you balance your time as like a working lovely, you know? Because when I did undergrad, I was not working. I went to school through and through, and then I got a job afterward. How did you balance it, though, lovelies? Like, leave your tips and things below. We'd love to read them, though, too. Make sure to subscribe down below, lovelies, and to hit the little notification bell next to it so you don't miss any future videos, you know? We wouldn't want that either. Join the Ohana of Lovelies. We'd love to have you. And then hop on over to TikTok and Instagram to join the Ohana of Lovelies over there as well. We'd love to have you there too. We're growing everywhere. It's gonna be a good year, lovelies. I feel it in my bones, you know. Grad school's gonna be good, and then we're gonna walk across that stage in like some nice sparkly shoes and a cap and gown. It'll be fantastic, you know. We are going to get there, but we're going to take it one day at a time, and we are going to get all the information. And as Uncle Iro says, you have to get your information from multiple sources, because otherwise, if you get it from one source, it'll be rigid and stale. We don't want that life. No. We want to be malleable, you know, and get information from all different places. It'll be from the reading specialist, the ESL, online, other people, conferences. Yeah, you know, we're going to learn a whole bunch this year. This program will help to grow our brains, getting information from all the places, We're going to be Uncle Iro. Thank you again, lovelies. And remember to have the heart of a lion and braille on with pride. As always, toodaloo, we love you.